What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, DN Dual Commentary. We have Yu-Gi-Oh! I thought it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Maker. Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Market, 1532. Excuse me. Opens up with Dante, hits a Scarm for a free tour guide if he wants it. And he's going up against Apprentice, 1499. Very similar ratings. Okay, so he must have Phoenix and Wind Blast because, well, he shows one here, or Karma Cut, something that needs a discard. So he opts to go for Dante. If he has Wing Blast, he should probably use it because, I mean, he might not know what he's playing against, but I know Apprentice plays Infernoids, and Dante is a card that they play, so he does opt to Wing Blast it. I'm not sure that would be a card I'd want on my opponents, like the top of their deck, but it is what it is. He decides to get Scarm, and now he draws he draws Snatch still again. And now Yu-Gi-Oh! Maker summons Darklaw. Fair enough. He gave up Farfa, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so he banishes Statimus. And now he's gonna snatch still Darklaw. I wouldn't be shocked if he like monster gated it. Nope. So now he's gonna summon Raiden. Well, that was convenient. So as long as he hits any Infernoids, he can summon them using the two Hammerdakes he just milled. He calls 4, and he can summon out Tadel now. This is bad. This is mind-blowingly bad for Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Market. Because that Dante is going to die, and he scoops it up. He was going to get a tour guide, no doubt, but the problem he was going to run into is he would have had to make Acid Golem, right? Like, he would have had to make a bad card to answer the Darklaw, and he was still going to eat some damage because Apprentice, well, no, wait a minute. I'm trying to think if he would have lived. Because Apprentice could have summoned Antundel. Wait, I guess Antundel for it to double attack, it has to send it to the graveyard, which Darklaw wouldn't have done. But okay, he would have lost Dante. I forget what was attached to Dante. I don't think it was something that would trigger anyway, but it doesn't matter. It wasn't going to trigger. Dante wasn't going to trigger. He could have been potentially looking at a Michael. I don't think he would have made Michael because, I think that he would have just, like, why give up 3 mils to make Michael? No, excuse me. Why give up 5 mils to make Michael when, like, your Lumina and your Raiden are, you know, putting in work. So, looks like he opens with Arm Soul for Snatch Steal. And holy shikes. So not only is he able to get the Raiden, but damn, he's got Big Chicken locked and loaded. And you gotta keep in mind, if he summons Raiden and then he uses Big Chicken, like this is looking like a really good play. Like usually Infernoids going first is like one of the worst decks ever. They just can't, you know, they can't use Lila, they can't do anything. Kenny K, I think, is currently running a build where I think he only runs. Now, I'm shocked he summoned that instead of Big Chicken. Because. Okay. So he summons 2 7s. And I guess he's going to go. Okay, I don't totally get that play, honestly. Like, Felgran is a cool card, but I just think the card has been power creeped to death. So, MST, the back row. He activates Fiend Comedian. I mean, at this point, why not? Fiend Comedian is such a good card, by the way. Doesn't really do anything. I mean, it'll get him 1 mil, potentially. Oh, yeah, I guess he can't use it because MST isn't in the graveyard. So, I guess it won't resolve properly. Anyways, I don't understand that Felgran play at all. I mean, I guess it gets around tour guide and shit, but like, okay, You could have had Raiden, you would have milled 2, then you would have milled 2 more during the end phase, which fuels your, like, that fuels your graveyard, and then you could have had Big Chicken on board, and then as soon as he tried to do anything, you could have just been like, Big Chicken negate, give up Raiden, and how the fuck are they gonna get, like, how the fuck is he gonna get over a 3,000 guy? Now he goes into Acid Golem, and you end up losing your Felgrand for nothing, because Felgrand's not a good card anymore. This isn't 6 months ago. Like, when Duelist Alliance came out, Felgrand became bad. To keep it 100, really, when Fire and Ice Hand came out, Felgrand became bad because, like, what the fuck were you just gonna preemptively Felgrand to attack a face down? Like, no one wants to do that shit. Like, Felgrand became bad when people could just be like, oh, okay, yeah, Felgrand, that's cute. I'll just set Fire Hand. Your go. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're gonna just preemptively keep activating your Felgrand and hoping that you don't hit a Nice Hand, you know. So I think Apprentice just randomly gave this game away. He could have went in the Big Chicken. He could have had Raiden just get rid of one of those cards. Now, I mean, he had Snatch Steel, which is cool, but like, he could have been in a much better position. He could have had a Big Chicken. He could have had a negate, and he could have had Snatch Steel. Like, how good is that? Like, the second he would have went, he would have tried to activate, what was it, Sir or Rubik? I just would have been like, negate, give up Raiden. And if you make a Acid Golem from there, okay, you're wasting tons of cards. So, he's able to punch him for a bunch of damage, although he gets 1,000 back. He has to mill 2 during the end phase. He summons Tour Guide. I guess he'll just like try and go Dante at this point. I'm really trying to think what else actually does anything. I mean, the biggest problem is, how the hell does he get rid of the Acid Golem? Okay, so he's gonna mill. He sees a Skarm and activates Sir. If he could somehow kill this, I mean, he would get this guy's effect. Now he goes into another rank 3. It's a Dante in defense. I guess he's going to try and use Farfa, but I think he just specialed Farfa, so yeah. Now he's going for 3 more. None of that triggers because he already used Graph. So, what do? I mean, he could always Rubik it, I guess. Yeah, I guess he could always, like, Rubik it. So, okay, so he's going to kill Raiden. That's obvious. And I guess maybe he might try and wait out the Acid Golem, because it only gets 2 turns. Set to back row, and now now he'll obviously trigger the Skarm. Alright, so play goes back to Apprentice. Acid Golem not so hot now because he has a ton of defense. Acid Golem not the card for it. I just think he would have been infinitely in a better position if he would have had a Big Chicken out. So he summons, what was that, like the 3rd ride in this game? Oh boy, he hit a wolf. Which is gonna basically force Card Maker to... Wait a minute, what? Oh, you can't special summon monsters, my mistake, because he has Acid Golem. I'm like, wait, does he... What's going on here? He has to totally detach or do something with that Acid Golem too, by the way. Like, you either have to pay, what, 2,000 or you have to detach, I believe it is. Alright, so he detaches. Well, wait a minute. It's not during the battle phase. That changes the entire play. Because if he's going to banish the Acid Golem, then that means you would have been able to summon Wolf. That changes everything. Looks like he's not going to Farfa. he gets Fire Lake. He might end up getting killed by that Acid Golem. Honestly, if I was Yu-Gi-Oh card market, I wouldn't even attack any. I would attack, but I would just let him keep the Acid Golem. I think Acid Golem is a terrible card. People learned that during the Dino Rabbit format. That's why people people started dropping it, because what people learned about it is, unless you can kill your opponent right then and there, Acid Golem is a horrible card. If your opponent gets any type of defense, they can burn you to death with the Acid Golem. Because since you can't special summon monsters, you just have to keep normal summoning shit, and you can't, like, there were no decks like Cleese, you know what I mean, that worked off of like the tribute mechanic and whatnot back then. Like, you could normal summon, but everybody wanted to normal summon into like an Xyz, or I guess Insectors were like the exception, because they wanted to normal summon and blow shit up, and they had Xyz, but they were garbage. So goodbye Acid Golem. Hello, sir. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that Apprentice pretty much messed up from Jump Street. He went into some stupid ass Felgrand play that did nothing. I just didn't Felgrand is such an awful card now. That card has been power creep to freaking death. Like, the game is just too fast. Alright, so now he has Dante at 25. He's got Virgil at 25. He stole it. And now it's just beatdown time, because he got that BLS too. He should have just went in the Big Chicken. He could have had Raiden with Big Chicken on board and had Snatch Steal in hand. I'm sorry, Burning Abyss. I don't see how you play around all of that. Like, he'd have had to waste 3 cards just to get rid of the Big Chicken alone, and Raiden would have milled 2 anyway. So, or Raiden would have milled 4. So, like, Raiden basically could have potentially paid for another Big Chicken summon anyway. So, and whatever your opponent summoned after that, you just Snatch Steal it. Like, if he somehow makes a Dante after that, you just Snatch Steal the Dante. I mean, I don't know. If he's lucky enough to open that well again, I hope he doesn't make a really bad play like he did last time. There are no rank 8 Xyz that are good against Burning Abyss. At first I was counting. I thought they were, what's it called? I thought it was rank 7. I was like, maybe he's gonna make Draco Sack in defense mode. I was like, that'd be okay. I think Burning Abyss could kill it, but it wouldn't be awful. Alright, so I also guess he doesn't play Lila either, because all we've seen is Raiden. Damn, dude, he's had Snatch Steal like every game. Now, what's under this? So it looks like he's going to mass change into Dark Law. And he gets the Sur effect. Farfa dies. Dante gets banished. The material... Well, Snatch still gets banished too. I know that. The Dante gets banished. It doesn't get banished permanently though, so it actually will come back. That was a legitimate counter. I guess unless your opponent has that though. They have that one card out to Dark Law. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't get to use anything. Like, he doesn't get to use his effects or anything because there's nothing to remove. He solar recharges Lumina because, I mean, why not? There was nothing in his graveyard. Oh, he gets a free wolf, which is good because now he can just throw the wolf at what's it called? He can just throw the wolf at his graveyard. I just realized, yeah, he milled Skarm, but he's alright. As long as Apprentice isn't dumb, he can totally win this game. Wolf can totally turn off the he can just throw the wolf basically at the Skarm, and then Skarm gets banished and he gets no tour guide. I mean, even from there alone, he should win. But the fact that he has Lumina and now he gets Raiden on top of that means he should win times 50. Like, that was a great mill. So, I mean, at this point, he's just trying to load up his graveyard. He's going to go for Raiden, I would assume. Yeah, so I guess the only fours, I guess he doesn't play Lilas. The only fours he plays are Raidens. You don't count Wolf because Wolf gets summoned to the field for free. Yeah, these guys, they don't have to launch themselves. They just have to launch a monster. That's the thing people don't realize. So he mills to, where does it say it? I'm trying to pull up the part where it says, once per turn during either player's turn, you can tribute one monster. Then target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. So he's asking what did Skarm search. He hasn't hit the end phase yet. Dude, don't be dumb. Don't let, wait. No, I think that the Skarm was used during the same turn that the Skarm was used just now. Yeah. Don't be dumb. Just get rid of the Skarm. Don't overcomplicate this. Unless the only reason you would not make, or you would not do that play is if you wanted to make Dweller, I guess. But I would just try and make something that's bigger than, like, I would try and make a board that he couldn't kill. So, I mean, he has a Tour Guide in hand, but you can get rid of the Skarm that he's going to trigger. You know, give him Wolf, give him the Wolf, and then you get to mill 4 more or 5 more cards. All he gets is a Tour Guide. That Tour Guide, if he goes for Graft or Sir, all you have to do is just change your effect, and you can banish those monsters on field as a cost, and all he'll have is Dante, and Dante will not be able to kill this. So this ain't rocket science, and I don't even play infernoids. But the plays are there to be made for Apprentice to run away with this game. Him having that one card out to Dante was huge. Alright, so he's going for an Xyz. I don't necessarily agree with this because, yeah, see, I don't necessarily agree with this. The reason I say that is because he would have gotten more mills, and he would have gotten he would have gotten more mills from oh, I guess he didn't have a Skarm. I thought he had a Skarm in the graveyard. Well, you've already drawn now, so now he doesn't even have to activate the Skarm. Like I'm 90% sure he had a Skarm in the graveyard that he could have triggered. Is Skarm mandatory? Okay, well then I guess he just Dwellers it. See, the reason I don't think that this was the better play, I'll tell you why, right? Alright. Let's say he would have thrown the Wolf at the let's say he throws the Wolf at the let's say he throws the Wolf at the Dweller or the Skarm, right? All right, during his end phase, the Dweller and the Raiden have the same attack level, so there's really no difference there when it comes to those cards getting ran over. The only difference is you get extra mills. Now, if you want to say, well, Cap, he could ram the Dante into the Raiden, you know what I mean? I guess that's legitimate. But just in general, I feel like it wasn't the better play. Like, all that does is stop one Dante. Okay, so I guess he's gonna go for Acid Golem now. Oh no, he goes for Giga Brilliant. Well, he'll definitely chain he'll definitely chain Dweller to that. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. He's specialed, so. Now, if he's smart. Oh. Okay. I'm kind of surprised he didn't, what's it called? I'm kind of surprised he didn't, launched the Lumina to banish a monster. That way he wouldn't have took any battle damage, because the Dante would have had to attack. The Dante that was 1,000 or 1,300, it would have had to re-attack Raiden or re-attack the Infernoid. And it's not like he could have crashed and activated, because you just would have chained Dweller. I think Apprentice has been making some... He's been kind of messing up. Now, the one good thing is he's pretty much invested everything. Like, he's invested his entire hand, like everything. And he won't be able to use any effects. Okay, so I guess instead, now he's going to take a direct attack. Alright. Fair enough. I guess he'll make double downward. So that he could possibly make his hand just super full again. If his fill gets nuked by Big Chicken. Yeah, personally, I just would have did the Raiden play, because Dweller and Raiden both have 1,700 attack. So whatever he was gonna run over Dweller with, he was gonna run over Raiden with. And you can say, well, Cap, what if he would have, you know, detached and went for Dante? He could have just launched the Lumina at the Sir or the Graft, and that just would have gotten rid of it. So I don't know. I would have rather had the extra mills. I didn't think Dweller did a lot. That's just me personally. Alright, so I guess he summoned Untundale, who is the double attacker. If he sends something to the graveyard, that is. Only if he sends something to the graveyard. Question is, what did he draw? Okay, so now he's going to summon another one. This is the dude that banishes stuff. He gives up the chicken in his hand. And this is pretty much going to be the final stand for Apprentice. Because he must not have any more Infernoids in his graveyard if he's banishing stuff from his hand. It opens so good for him. It also means that if he would have kept the Raiden, he would have milled those two guys. Like, whatever he drew just now would have gotten milled. So, he makes a smart play, unless I guess he gets Farfa'd. But honestly, I don't think it'll matter, because those downers can't get over his monsters. So I guess that's good. Even if he Farfas, that Farfa doesn't do anything. In fact, I'd want him to Farfa me, honestly. Like, if he Farfa'd me, I'd be like, great, because you just wasted. If you're telling me that you're gonna take your Sir and you're gonna consolidate it into a temporary banish that doesn't even kill my guy, by all means, go for it. Oh, well, if he if he just triggered Scarm, then you might as well just go ahead and kill the downer then. Kill this one, because now he can only trigger Scarm once, so you might as well just go ahead and run into the this downer right here, because it's not like he's gonna get any more Scarm searches. He'll get a Dante search, but you're gonna have to give him Dante searches regardless. What you don't want to do is give him 2 different Scarm searches during 2 different turns. Just give him the one Scarm search. And keep in mind, if he makes Acid Golem, he can only kill 1 monster. Because he already used Giga Brilliant. Like, Burning Abyss only have 1 way to make their monsters bigger. She's 25. But yeah, that's the card you definitely want to attack, because he's going to get Scarm regardless. So why not kill the other Scarm now? And that way he'll just get 1 Scarm search. So he opts to kill it. I'd also look at his graveyard and see if he's used all his tour guides, honestly. If he's used all his tour guides, then... Wait. Doesn't this guy totally banish during the end of the battle phase? I mean, I guess he could have banished this, but then again, he could have attacked it anyway, so I guess it's no biggie. Alright, so he doesn't get Tour Guide. He must have burned them all. But he's looking like he's trying to set up for a Rubik play. Not a Rubik, a Virgil play. Yeah, he's looks like he tries to trying to set up for a Virgil play, which would mean that he'd be able to draw cards at least, attempt to spin a monster, whatever monster he tries to spin. I'm pretty sure he's just gonna chain that monster. Okay, so I'm not sure why Yu-Gi-Oh! Cardmaker opted just to set a monster in defense. He activates Reasoning. Interesting. I'm pretty sure it's 3 because I think Lumen is the only thing he has left in his deck. It's either Lumen or Raiden. So, well, it's 50-50. Alright, so he goes after Raiden. Wolf for free. Lots of infernoids there. Lots of infernoids there. Lots of infernoids there. Alright, so it was Raiden. But he gets Wolf for free, which is huge. I mean, I want to say that a Prince he's in a position where he should win this game, but he's blown it so many times. Like, how can I feel like he's going to win? Like, honestly, it's pretty obvious your opponent wants to go for a Virgil play, right? Alright. This dude banishes something, right? Which means that you don't even have to attack the face down. All you have to do is just banish it with his effect. Or you could just go full YOLO and you could attack with Untundale. But if I was him, I would try and reduce all the resources that my opponent has to work with. Which means I would probably try and banish the face down monster without triggering it. I guess honestly though, you could probably, if you attack with Steitsamus, you attack the face down, right? It's kind of inconsequential what it is. If it's Sir and he tries to bring back Dante, you just banish the Dante. As long as he has Downard on board, he's kind of locked down. Although Downard can totally kill Wolf now, and I don't want to just give up my Wolf for free. Like, I don't want you just ramming Downard in the Wolf and just killing it. So I feel like you have to be aggressive now. If nothing else, I want to use my Wolf as a DD Crow on one of your monsters. So that's what I would probably do. I'd try and clear them out. And if you lose your Infernoids, you just got at least 4 more Infernoids in your graveyard, which means you can summon both of these guys back next turn. You just have to not be dumb and get gamed. But I don't see any way, with you having 2 DD Crows, I don't see any way he can game you. I'm just being realistic. Unless he draws like Regeki. If he draws like Regeki, then that changes everything, because Regeki is just, that's a Luxat card that could totally change everything. BLS I would probably consider the same thing basically. But what a princess can't do is he can't not attack. You don't want to, you just got a Wolf for free. You have to use your Wolf. You have to get something out of Wolf. Basically, the Wolf paid for the reasoning. And you were able to get all those Infernoids for free. He's looking at his extra deck. You can't do anything because you have a 7, a 4, and a 8. This is also, again, why Infernoids need tuners. They're getting a level 1 too. I have no idea why the level 1 and the level 2 weren't both tuners. And they had like a, I don't know, a 9-star synchro that's fucking insane. Like, if you summon it, I gotta think of something broke. You send 5 Infernoids from your deck to your hand, or from your deck to the graveyard. And then when this card is destroyed, draw 2 cards. There we go. Totally good. Yeah. Totally balanced. Not balanced, but it's power creeped enough to be good in this game. And all they would need, no, yeah, you just make the level 2 and the level, yeah, you make the level 2 and the level 1, what's it called? You make them both, you make those guys both tuners. Yeah, that'd be perfect. When you summon it, it sends 5 infernoids from your deck to the graveyard. But since it's level 9, you can't summon any infernoids. You have to wait until the next turn, and then when it dies, you draw 2. Perfect. Oh my goodness. They need to put me at R&D. That right there would have made Infernities tier 1. Why did I say Infernities? Infernoids. Alright, so, whoa, why did he attack I guess he's just trying to go the fuck in. I'm not sure why he attacked the Dante and gave him a Sir for free when he could have just, I guess he's trying to get damage in. That's the only thing I can think of. Personally, I think I would have taken advantage over damage. I would have banished the Dante with this guy's effect. I would have attacked Downard, and then I would have banished the Dante. Cause isn't it pretty obvious your opponent's trying to go for Virgil and spend one of your guys, and that's like 100% what you don't want to happen? If your opponent didn't have enough tools to make Virgil, why would you give them more tools? You're gonna have to give this Dante to your opponent anyway. There's no reason why you should have given them an extra Dante search. Like, you should have just attacked, and then you should have attacked the Downard, and then you just banished the Dante, and then your opponent has an open field with three BAs. At this point, like I said, I think you kind of have to. Well, no, he doesn't technically have to attack with he doesn't have to technically give him the wolf. Let wolf get attacked, because he can just activate. He could just activate one of these guys' effects by launching the wolf. All right, so he attempts to attack the wolf. Hopefully, Apprentice. There you go. Have a brain, buddy. All right, so now just banish something in your opponent's hand. Banish something in their graveyard. I'd banish the Dante. Yeah, you know what? If this detaches as soon as you attack. Like, he says, I'm banishing Sir. Because if you banish the Dante, it won't trigger. It doesn't matter if it's in the damage step. They still work. He says he's doing it on declaration, not damage. Oh, yeah. You never actually attacked the wolf. So, okay, I get what he's saying. He's saying that he's banishing the Sir in response to the attack. Yeah, this didn't get... Yeah, the Downer never technically went in the damage calculation. That's when she detaches. Fair enough. So, she has to attack something to get detached. He sets a back row. And he still has too many levels to what's it called? Yeah, this is what I would do. I just go in now. He should do a little bit of damage. And I guess he'll add like Sir or something. He had Skarm. So late in the game, I don't know if Skarm's really going to do much. He tries to attack again. He's going to eat a ton of damage if he doesn't, if that's like not a real trap. He activates Wing Blast, and all he has to do is just target the Skarm. And he does. And then just attack directly. And now just summon back an Infernoid, because now you only have 7 levels. You can just summon some shit back now. Preferably Big Chicken. But yeah, all he has to do is just summon an Infernoid back now, and he's in the same position. I mean, we know that off of the reasoning. I think he hit 5 infernoids off of the reasoning. So he has a couple of chances to summon some guys. Also, we don't know what's in his hand either. He only has 8 cards left in his deck, so fair to say he won't be using Monster Gate this game. I think if he uses Monster Gate, the only thing he'll see is Lila. Now, for some strange reason, he does not summon an Infernoid. For reasons unbeknownst to me. Now, I'm fairly certain we saw this dude mill like 50 of them off of reasoning. Why he didn't summon any, I have no clue. Okay? Unless that's vanities. I just don't understand what Apprentice is doing. I really don't. But I'm shocked he didn't summon another Infernoid. If nothing else, when he tries to Xyz or Synchro, you could have just launched that Infernoid at the Sur, and then the Sur wouldn't trigger, and then that would have at least stopped it. Maybe Apprentice knows something I don't. It seems like he's doing everything he possibly can to just throw the game away, though. And I hate being so critical, but I mean, the play dictates that I be critical. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit. When I play bad, if you ask me how I played, I'd be like, man, I made fucking misplays galore. But sometimes that's Yugioh. Now, I'd be crazy if he had a bottomless, but see, Infernoids don't really play traps, so that's why I don't believe that this could be a real card. He's gonna activate Sur, I don't know, for like Graph probably. So he goes for Skarm. I don't even think Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Maker knew it, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Maker knew what he was going to go for when he did it. Now, what he shouldn't do is be stupid and launch his and launch this guy at the Skarm, because then he'll go special, Acid Golem, you lose. I promise you he'll do that, and you will lose. Now, if you had that second Infernoid, you could have totally banished the Sur, and he wouldn't have this monster on board. And if he tried to go Acid Golem, you wouldn't lose. But hey, I'm not playing, so. Now, I wonder if this is like an MST or something, because it seems pretty obvious that Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Maker has nothing but monsters. You're not going to be able to MST anything. It could be like a Fiend Comedian or something. Alright, so now he will try and activate the effect. And he'll target this. If this isn't a real card, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Market is going to win. He's going to pitch one of these random, as long as these two are both monsters, which I believe they are. I believe it's a Skarm and some other random BA. He'll pitch the BA, attempting to target this. He doesn't care if he hits it or not. Really, what he wants to do is just get it off the board. And from that point, he'll special his other monster, and then he'll go into Acid Golem, and that'll give him 55 damage on board. I mean, that's what I assumed. If he has two BAs, if not, then why was he even searching Rubik? Like, why was he trying so hard to get the Virgil? If that wasn't the end game, why, like 3 turns ago, did he search Rubik out and basically say, hey, he was basically just shouting out, I really, 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 really want to go to Virgil. Okay, so he goes for the face down for some reason. If it's not chained, I'll just assume it's MST. This is the strangest duel ever. I don't understand why he went after the back row. I don't understand why he didn't summon another Infernoid. This duel is just crazy. So he's really thinking about whether he should activate that card or not. I wouldn't think it would be that difficult to think about. Okay, so he lets it go back in his deck. He's going to go for Graph's Effect. Which gets him Sir, which he's already used this turn. I wouldn't be shocked if he made Dante here. Oh, okay. So he does go into Acid Golem. Which makes it even stranger that he didn't. It makes this totally mind-boggling that he did not just go after the monster. Okay, so I guess he didn't have two monsters. He had a Spell and Trap. Which even... I don't even know what to say at this point. I really just don't. Because if he would have summoned an Infernoid back the last turn, his last monster is Lumina, it's 3. If he would have summoned an Infernoid back and negated the Sir, that means he wouldn't have been able to even use Dante's effect. So he goes for 3, which is right. His last monster in deck is Lumina. Hopefully it's not the last card in his deck. Oh wow, it wasn't Lumina, it was Lila. And now he has to win this turn. That was surprising. So he blows up a face down. Crazy thing is, I don't know if he can win this turn. Yeah, I'm not certain he can. Alright, so he gets rid of Lumina by banishing Dante. The main reason is the Sir. Oh, I guess he can go into a rank 8. I'm not sure what rank 8 gets over Acid Golem though. Oh, those are 7s. Okay, he can take Acid Golem, I guess. Oh, no, he didn't. I just realized he could use Big Eye after it. Oh, my goodness. Did that really just happen? Did that really just happen? So he goes into Big Eye. He only has 7 stars, or 7 ranks, same thing. Then he summons Antandale, and then he says, okay, now that I have more, then I've got what, 15 levels in stars, level in rank. I'm going to use Big Eye. I'm going to take your guy, and then we're just going to run over Virgil. You can draw, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to OTK you. I'm just going to do this damage and then attack directly. And actually, Antandale can attack twice, so Antandale attacks again, and then you attack for 3,000, so that's a ton of damage. That was the strangest duel I think I've ever recorded, because it just seemed like neither player really wanted to win. And to me, it seemed like Apprentice just did not want to win, and he got down to his last card, and I still don't understand what happened. Thank you guys for watching as always.